to In the Mix on New Jersey's newest lifestyle show. I'm your host, Dina Deleasa Gonsar, and in this episode, we will be spotlighting a hot new cafe at the Jersey Shore and some of our new favorite clean bath and body products that hail from another shoreline. And later on, we will have a chat with the owner of some popular food brands that deserve space in your pantry, along with some new wines to consider for your collection. So let's get started, in my most favorite way possible, with a good cup of coffee down by the beach. Is there anything better? Well, maybe taking some solid pastries or snacks with you in your beach bag. However you like to snack the day away, Sea Watch Coffee and Market is so much more than coffee. Owner Brooke Herron is here to fill us in on all the reasons why we need to stop in before we hit the beach. Welcome, Brooke.
Hi, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's good. You're bringing those beach vibes, and I love it. So, Brooke, I feel like we have something in common. Both of us grew up on shore trips with our families, and
Yes.
it's a tradition that we hold near and dear in our hearts. But for you, it served as a source of inspiration. And we're going to chat about our love for the Jersey Shore in a minute. But you had a couple of twists and turns in your journey prior to landing down by the beach. And so we just want to
Yes.
hear a little bit more about your travels and how they played into you opening this cafe.
Okay, I was in the service industry my whole life, starting with my grandparents' restaurant. It's called Shortways Barn. It's in Hawthorne, New Jersey. They opened that in 1933. I
Wow.
started working there at 14, and I just always had, the service industry in my family, around me all the time. My cousins, actually, I helped them open up a restaurant years and years later at the Jersey Shore in Lavalette called ONNJ Grill. So yeah, I started at Shoreways at 14. I learned the industry from my aunts and uncles and my father and my mother. Everybody worked there, my grandmother. And that kind of carried into my 20s. I was a makeup artist in New York City for Vincent Longo, New York. And I was one of his key makeup artists at shows and television and things like that. And then I decided I was done with the city and I moved to Vermont. I was up there for over a decade and I did hair in a salon and I bartended on the ski mountain. And so again, service, service, service. And then after Vermont, I wanted to come home and I missed Jersey. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that can't believe that, but I really did. I missed Jersey and I missed the beach. And I was always so nostalgic about our vacations in Lavalette, Ocean Beach, Unit 1 at the Jersey Shore. And so when I took the flight attendant job in 2008, I moved home. I started at JFK Airport in New York City, and I was a flight attendant there for 14 years. And then the last 4 years, I moved over to Newark. But the whole time I've been flying, I've been living down here. So I've been down here for 18 years. And I've
Wow.
lived everywhere from Asbury Park to Seaside Park. So I know a lot of the business owners and a lot of the locals. And yeah, so it kind of all led to this. And this is something I've dreamed about probably since I was 19 when I took my
Wow.
first European trip
Yeah.
with my aunt and uncle. They took me to Italy and I just couldn't believe all the shops and internet cafes and yeah, so that's kind of how it came about. It's been there for a long time.
And so now you're bringing those pieces of your journey here to New
Yes.
Jersey. And I love how you mentioned that all of this business and entrepreneurship kind of runs in your family. But I know that buying real estate, starting a business, it is not for the faint of heart. Many people dream about
Right.
it, but it's hard to do. And you really wanted to cultivate a space that, as you've put it before, feels like a warm hug, that nostalgic feel, a
Absolutely.
place for people down the shore to visit, feel welcomed, that homey feeling you had on shore trips. I'm curious, how did you balance the dream in your heart and wanting that homey feeling and to give that to people with the anxiety of starting a business? Because that's a hard path to be on at times.
Well, it's funny. When I was presented with this cafe, former cafe, which is now my store, I used to live next door to it actually in a bungalow, which I'm in right now.
Mhm.
My girlfriend lives here. She surfs. You can see her wetsuit behind me.
I love it.
We're right across the street from Sea-Watch Beach in Manasquan, and I'm right next door to my store. So I moved in here in 2019, and I just knew from this moment I moved in here that this is where I was supposed to be. So 6 years later, when the opportunity presented itself for me to actually have the brick and mortar next door, I had no anxiety. I've been here for 6 years watching this place,
Hmm.
knowing what people need, knowing what I needed when I lived here. And really, like all of any sort of anxiety that I would have had, I'm sure, opening a
Hmm.
business, like leaving a 18-year career and opening a business kind of just melted away because
Yeah.
I, the only way I can describe it is I was like coming back home.
Are there any kind of treats I should look out for? Your
Oh my
specialty
gosh.
drinks before we wrap up? I need to know what I'm going to be ordering when I step in the cafe,
Okay.
Brooke.
So I'm going to have you order a salted maple latte. The
Uh,
maple syrup comes from my girlfriend in Vermont who actually
oof,
sugars it herself.
wow.
So I bring it down here and I salt it and we make it into a latte. And then also my good friend Jessica with Butterly Delicious is our
Ooh,
in-house baker,
I
and
love
she
that.
makes the most amazing sea salt chocolate chunk cookies. And
What?
they're to die.
All right, you're
Yeah.
going to see me this weekend. So tell me, where can we follow along with you, and where exactly is Sea Watch located?
Sure. So we are located across the street from the beach in Manasquan, New Jersey at Sea-Watch Beach. We're at 101 First Avenue. We're on the corner of Ocean and First. We do have an Instagram account and a TikTok account, and you can follow us at all one word, Sea-Watch Coffee Market dot Squan, SQUAN, and that's short for Manasquan.
I love it. You're doing all the things. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Brooke, and sharing your story. You're definitely going to see me pop into Sea Watch Coffee and Market in Manasquan on my next drive down the
I would
shore.
love it.
Next, we're going to introduce you to a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to saving lives through genetic screening and education. By offering a simple and confidential process, JScreen allows individuals to understand their genetic risks and make informed decisions about their health and family planning. We are joined by Sherry Ungerleider, who is the Outreach and Education Manager for jscreen.org. Sherry, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And now, Sherry, this nonprofit started out of a deeply personal experience. Your involvement with it came from something that happened in your own personal life with your son, Evan. Could you share
Yeah.
with us your family's journey and what led you to J Screen?
Sure. Well, I've been working with JScreen for about 5 years. I have been working in the realm of educating people about the importance of genetic testing coupled with genetic counseling for over 30 yeys.
Mm.
My first child, Evan, was born in August of 1994 and later went on to be diagnosed with Tay Sachs disease, which
Mm.
was a complete shock to us. I mean, Evan developed normally for the first 6 months of his life. And then we started to notice that he wasn't reaching milestones and having some regression. So we spent the next 3 months on like this diagnostic odyssey trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
what was wrong with Evan. All of the doctors asking if we had ever been tested for Tay Sachs, which I told them that I was and wasn't a carrier. And then when he was about 13 months old, a pediatric ophthalmologist discovered a cherry red spot on his retina, which is very indicative of
Mm.
Tay-Sachs disease. When I went and called my OBGYN to, kind of find out what had happened, he said, "Oh my God, I misread your test. You are a carrier."
Oh, my
So as you
goodness.
can imagine, we were, completely shocked and devastated because we thought that we were being responsible by being tested and
Mm-hmm.
relying on my doctor to interpret those results, when in fact that didn't happen. So really from the moment of Evan's diagnosis, obviously what we wanted to do first was, reach out and see if there was any type of research going on to help save him, which we later found out there was not. And we reached out for family support services. But from the moment of his diagnosis, it was just always so unsettling to me
Mm-hmm.
that, I wanted to make sure other families
For
didn't
sure.
experience what we had.
You're dealing with so many levels of trauma at once, and all of it being new to you, which is really, really challenging. And now
Yeah.
you've dedicated yourself to advocating for genetic testing and these resources for other families. Can you walk us through how JScreen helps make genetic screening and education accessible to all families?
Sure. So JScreen is a national nonprofit, meaning that we could really help people anywhere in the country. So we provide education, community, physician outreach, clergy
Mm-hmm.
education, and then we provide access to two different types of tests. One is reproductive carrier screening, and that's meant for people in their family planning stages to help determine if they are both carriers of the same disease that could then be uh, that they could then pass on to their child. And we also offer a hereditary cancer test, which will also help you understand what mutations you can pass on to your child, but also really about your own personal health. If you find out you have a mutation for one of the cancer genes, our genetic counselors can help you understand what you're at risk for developing and what you can do to prevent or detect it. And with the reproductive carrier screening, if you find out that you both are carriers of the same disease, our genetic counselors can also meet with you and help you understand what your options are for family planning.
And I love how it's not just about the test, but it's about the counseling and the hand holding throughout the process, which is worth just as much as the results. So can you let our viewers know and those that are interested where they can go to find out more information about JScreen and the services offered?
Sure, you could just visit jscreen.org.
Mm-hmm.
We have information up about both of our tests. You can go online, you can purchase either test. And if you're interested in bringing JScreen to your community, you can also visit our website and just let us know that you would like some education brought to your community.
Thank you so much for joining us, Shari. We really appreciate you sharing your personal story, which is no doubt a vehicle in touching others. And we thank you for your dedication to this outreach and this education. jscreen.org, again, for those of you who are interested. Thank you again for taking the time to walk us through this.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us because we are going to be keeping with the theme of health and wellness with a visit by Harborside Bath & Body's owner, Haley Rose, telling us about the latest in their skincare line. Welcome back to In the Mix. I am your host, Dina Deleasa Gonsar, and we know I get excited over new finds for my pantry. But over the past couple of years, finding clean skincare for myself and my family has become a top priority as well. That's why I am so excited to be joined by Haley Rose, the owner and founder of Harborside Bath & Body. Haley, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much to have me.
We're so excited to have you in studio. I'm excited to get into all these pretty little things I see in front of me. But before we dive into the products, we always like to know the story behind them. So what made you want to start specifically a clean beauty brand?
So after college, I went and I started working for corporate America.
Okay.
And I spent 27 years there, retired in an executive position, and was really just burnt out. So
Yeah.
I retired when I was 50, and when, I should back up that when I was 39, I was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of breast cancer. And because it was an aggressive form of breast cancer, it was treated very aggressively, and I had over a year of treatments, and multiple surgeries. And so I thought it was genetic because there was a lot of cancer in my dad's family.
Yes.
And so because of that, and I wanted to know for my own kids, I was genetically tested when I was first diagnosed, and nothing came back. And the doctors told me, well, it's likely something genetic. Just keep getting tested every 5 to 7 years because more genes are found. So that's what I did, and over the course of 15 years, my last one was at MD Anderson, and they went through a very extensive test, and they came back and they said there is nothing genetic we can find.
Wow.
What it could be is it could be something environmental. You know, we can't say that it is for sure, but it could be something that you're ingesting, that you're breathing, that you're putting on your skin. And as soon as they said putting something on your skin, it was like a light bulb went off for me, because I have been a skincare junkie since I was in junior high.
Mhm.
I loved all the stuff. And so that was always really important to me. And, uh, so I really started looking at, okay, what ingredients are in all the different products that I use. Everything from deodorant to hair
Yes.
care, everything.
And that's a hard place to be too, because we all hear about these things
Yes.
all of the time that, oh, this in deodorant is bad for you. This can cause cancer. But most of us are almost more comfortable if they would tell us it's genetic.
Exactly.
Because that feels like, oh, well, that's just the way it
It is.
Where this is like, oh my goodness, it's a heavier weight of something maybe I could control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so my intent was really to educate people. I don't want to scare people because, I can't say that's for sure that's what caused my cancer.
Yeah.
But I knew that I could make healthier choices, not only in
That's
the
what
way
it's
I
all
eat,
about.
exactly, and also about everything that I use. So what I started to do, because I saw so many, not so many, but I saw the struggles women have in corporate America.
Yes, it's interesting. You said a lot of the brands that you carry are women-owned brands, so that's
Yes.
intentional.
That's very intentional.
Okay.
Not all of them, but the majority of them are either women-owned brands or women-led brands. So, like our makeup brand is Sigma Beauty, and they are a husband and wife team, but they have like 90% of their leadership team is women.
Yeah.
So that was really what I was trying to. I wanted to highlight and spotlight women-owned brands primarily. So that was
That's
really
great.
important to me.
And now, sometimes when you hear the word clean beauty or clean this, it can be overwhelming to know
Yes.
what clean is. 'Cause
Yes.
so often we think it is and then it isn't. Is there a particular selection process, or do you have certain non-negotiables that you look for when it comes to selecting the products?
Yes. So at a bare minimum, it has to be free from parabens,
Okay.
phthalates, silicones, sulfates. There's like a list of 8 or 10 that they have to be free from. And once they're free from those, then I just kind of go. So I have everything from that level all the way up to 100% organic.
Oh, that's amazing. And
So-
you've brought some things for
Yes,
us to
I
walk through
did.
today. I'm excited to smell everything.
Yeah.
That's what I get into. I'm like, it's like walking through Bath and Body Works, but
Yes.
it's
all
a lot cleaner.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
So let's go through some of these that you
Yes.
have today. We have quite a range here. And I'm looking at this Strawberry Kiss body wash. I'm gonna pop this open. So tell me a little bit about Dirty Girl Farm.
So Dirty Girl Farm is a women-owned brand. She actually makes hand washes and body
see that
washes.
right here.
Those are probably some of our best-selling products
Because
because
it smells like you want to just like drink. I'm gonna say
Exactly.
don't drink the products, but I mean they smell that good.
Yes. So yeah, Dirty Girl Farm. She's a botanist by degree.
Oh wow!
And so she has her farm, and she started making these. She's been in business for a long, long time, and her products are organic.
And we're going from body wash. We have a perfume here.
Yes, that one's from Define Me Fragrances. They're out of California, and what I love about them is that they saw that there was this market where perfume has a lot of chemicals in there,
Ooh.
and so we have a selection of their perfumes. That's one of our best sellers, Sophia
I
Isabel.
can see why. Oh, it has a very. I'm not very good at explaining
Yeah.
the scents, but it definitely it has more of like a warm.
Yeah,
Not
that's what I
necessarily
would say. It's a very warm scent. Yes.
I love that. I love that. And that's something that you don't see all the time. Clean perfume. I'm not
Perfumes,
super
yes.
familiar with that. And then I'm seeing we have Alina Organics
Yes,
here.
Alina Organics. I always say she's the queen of organic skincare because she's
Oh, I
been in
love that.
business for over 25 years. So she was into organic skincare. She's a cosmetic chemist.
Mm-hmm.
All of her products are 100% organic. The matcha cleansing balm is
That's what I'm looking at.
Oh
I'm like,
my
ooh.
gosh,
I
that
love
is
all
fabulous.
things matcha.
So, it is-
So I am into this.
yes,
Look
it
at the
is.
beautiful green color there.
Yes,
It's amazing.
it's made with ceremonial grade matcha, which is
Really?
the highest level of matcha. It means that it's the youngest tea leaves that were grown in the shade, and they have the highest antioxidant content.
Amazing.
So it will leave your skin unbelievably soft.
And let's go with this candle. Fresh roasted coffee and caramel. Ooh. Well, that will give you a good morning. I'm gonna light this candle, put on my matcha cleansing balm, brew myself a little matcha, and just have a party. So Haley, where can we find Harborside Bath and Body? How can viewers?
So we are
Purchase.
on Instagram and we are on Facebook. Um, but our website is harborsidebathandbody.com.
Well, this is amazing. I'm glad that I have a new go-to spot for
Excellent.
clean beauty products. And so thank you so much for coming on, sharing
Thank you
your
for having
story,
me.
which is so important to know the backstory of the business and the heart behind it. We know how much you care about your customers.
Yes.
And we just can't wait to see what you come up with next in your
All
shop.
right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So one of my favorite things to do is pick up a new ingredient at the grocery store, whether it's a new spice, condiment, maybe an infused olive oil. It never fails to help inspire me to change up some of my everyday dishes. This is why I'm so excited to chat with our next guest, Michelle Abo, the General Manager of Keiko Beyond Division, overseeing better for you products such as Duro Gardens, Mighty Sesame, Wonder Juice, Absolutely Gluten-Free, and Craze brands. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and we are so excited. You sent us so many beautiful snacks, and you're overseeing so many great brands. I myself am familiar with a handful of them already in my kitchen. These brands are called Better For You products. So, can you give us some insight into what makes this group of products so special?
So, better for you products are very important as the demand for better for you items is growing exponentially. It's being driven by consumers' focus on health and well being. And so, consumers are increasingly making purchases and decisions based on health and wellness consideration. We regardless of your political party, we know that we're looking to make America healthy again, right? That obesity, diabetes, allergen issues are at a peak in the US, much more than other countries. And so, what people are buying and putting into their bodies is increasingly more important. So consumers are also looking for transparency in their food supply chain. So they look at ingredients. Are they natural ingredients? Are they clean labels? Are they sustainable products? Are they products that are giving back to the environment? Because we'd all like to be around for a while. So that is increasingly important. Now, one of the barriers to buying better for you products or using better for you offerings has been the cost and the time to prepare them. Everyone's busy, right? We're always
Yeah,
on the go.
I know.
But our items stand out is because they're not only better for you, but they're convenient food solutions. They save time, they eliminate waste, and they're delicious and nutritious. So they're great for you. They taste great and they're cost effective. So
Yes,
what
and
could be
I
better
mean,
than
you're all right. All these things are super important, especially with someone who cooks like me. And I've used the Duro Gardens herb cubes in a pinch. It's nice to have the option of a fresh ingredient in the middle of the winter, having them in the freezer. And we talked a little bit about the importance of having better for you options available at the supermarket. Can you speak a little bit more about how we can find some of these brands and how it's important to just make sure that these are accessible to consumers?
Sure. So many of these brands are found in a number of leading supermarkets. So in the Metro New York area, we're in ShopRite and Wegmans and Acme and the Chico's Markets in Manhattan. We're in Morton Williams and Gristedes. We're in Whole Foods Market. And also our DeRoad Gardens, we're blessed to have an amazing partnership with Trader Joe's. So also a lot of the items, other than the frozen ones, can be found on Amazon. So, pretty accessible to consumers, which is great. And we hope more and more people will continue to buy them.
And Michelle, I need a peek into your kitchen. What are some of your favorite ingredients or products to use from these lines? Do you have any that are special to your heart? I know the Craze crackers are a little bit newer to the lineup. Can you speak to any of your favorites?
Well, I really love them all. I use the DeRoad Gardens all the time. So, it's kind of, and I know you use them, but, I had also been in the coffee industry a while. So I equate these to the coffee pods of fresh
I like
frozen
that.
garlic herbs, right? So these are all picked fresh, they're flash frozen,
Yep.
and then they're all in individual servings. Like one cube is a teaspoon of garlic, right? You don't have to chop the garlic, you don't have to chop the turmeric.
Mm-hmm.
So I use them all the time. I mean, I have a particular favorite that I use, which is our sautéed and glazed onions. So in addition to those
Ooh.
being freshly picked, then they are sautéed and caramelized and then frozen. So if you ever, eggs at home with, you don't want to start caramelizing and sautéing onions, or
Mm-hmm.
if you make a burger, particularly now in the summer, you don't want to sauté onions, you just top it there. You just pop it on and it's done. So our theme is pop, drop, done. So I, as many of your viewers, yourself, are very busy. So the Dorot Gardens really saves a lot of time, and it gives fresh, you don't have any wilted herbs. It saves so much time, and it's greatly helpful. But I also use pretty ubiquitously our Mighty
Yes.
Sesame tahini.
Mm-hmm. Very
Yes.
familiar with that one. I've used it in
Yeah,
dressings, in marinades, to help me make some
exactly.
different dips. It is amazing. Along with, we have some beautiful juices here. I can't wait to tear into these
The craze,
crackers.
that's
Yeah,
right.
for
Yeah.
sure.
This is definitely my personal favorite for snacking. And they're not a cracker, they're not a chip. We call them
Hmm,
chackers,
interesting.
because they're fire grilled. So the
Oh,
flavors infused throughout. They're vegan, they're non-GMO, so they're healthy, and they're just great for snacking. You can eat the whole bag in one sitting, easy breezy.
I definitely think I'm going to be eating a full bag later today. No problem. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Michelle, and exploring these really tasty products with us. And I can't wait to, number one, continue using the Duro Gardens, but get acquainted with some of these new brands.
Thank you.
Now, what is good food without some good wine? We have you covered. Up next, Josh Greenstein, Executive Vice President of the Israeli Wine Producers Association, will help us discover the wines of Israel. Welcome back to In the Mix. And if you're looking for something new to sip on this summer, maybe on your deck, on the patio, you're going to want to pay attention. Our next guest is the Executive Vice President of the Israeli Wine Producers Association. Josh Greenstein is with us. Josh, thank you for being here and bringing some happy hour vibes to the studio.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Now, for those of us who may not be familiar, what is unique about the Israeli Wine Producers Association? What's the overall mission?
So much fun about wine, and the category is trying new things and hearing great stories and hearing great things about where the wine's coming from. And Israel is really known for that. Israel's known for its history. It's known for its great things, and it's known for telling some really fun stories.
Now, Josh, what led you to become part of this association? Can you give us a peek into your journey? Is it correct that you're a fifth generation in the wine business? So some family influence
Yeah,
here?
yeah. My dad just actually retired almost a year ago after 47 years in the job, doing the exact same thing. Running around in the liquor business upstate New York. My family were bootleggers during Prohibition.
Wow.
We had a piece of Avon Cosmetic Company that got us to be able to get alcohol legally. And then when Prohibition was over, we decided to take the distributor route. And ever since then, we've been in the industry. My brother's in the industry. I'm in it. And about 13 years ago, I created this organization to promote Brand Israel and to find a way to work with the Israeli wine industry to tell their story here in the U.S.
I just love the history behind this. But what I'm going to love even more is you telling me about some of these beautiful wines we have in front of me. And I'm looking at, let's see, the Mediterranean here. Can you tell us a little bit more about this wine?
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite wines for this time of year because it's an easy drinking red wine. It's something I'd even put in the fridge for a few minutes before I drink it. Just give it a slight chill. And if you look at the back label, there's some really fun grapes on the back. And you'll
Yeah, I
see a
see
grape
quite a
called
list.
Argamon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like the kitchen sink. It's the Mediterranean kitchen sink.
Oh, I love
And
that.
there's a
The
grape on the
Mediterranean
back.
Mediterranean kitchen sink. And what would you suggest you would to pair this with?
Something easy and light, like it's, the red wines during the summer, I like to chill them down a little bit, sit
Mm-hmm.
outside, like you said, maybe on the porch. This would go great with some cheese or maybe some, light bites.
And speaking of summer wine, something light, we've got this beautiful rosé bottle here. And can you give us a little story on this?
Yeah, that's from Sagot Winery. Sagot Winery is located in the Judean Hills area, right outside of Jerusalem.
Okay.
And rosé is still such a popular thing. People are drinking it all year round now. Realizing that rosé is acceptable to drink. As we were talking earlier about, being East Coasters, you can drink rosé in the winter. It's okay. I know it's crazy, but it's okay to drink rosé all year round. And this is one of the great rosés from Sagot Winery.
And I love that you say that, because sometimes when you get to a particular season, people are like, oh, you can't drink that. It's not the summer or it's not the fall. And it's like, just do what you like, right? So,
Come on.
I know.
That's
Just
how we
have
should
fun
live
with
our
it.
lives, is do what we want. Right. Have so much fun.
I love it. I love it. Is that the motto here? So
Yeah,
tell
the
us a
motto is
little
try
bit.
new things.
That's right. Try new things. And we definitely want to be trying these wines for sure. So can you tell us a little bit more about the relationship the Israeli wine producers have with U.S. stores and how we can find these particular wines?
Yeah, so Israeli wines here in the U.S. are readily available in all 50 states. You can find, I work with almost 40 different wineries. You can find at least one of my wineries in many different states. But I tell people now, if you walk into a store or a restaurant and they don't have a wine from Israel, there's a simple thing to do: just ask. And most
Exactly.
of these guys have the ability to go online and find it and bring it into their store or their restaurant. Just ask for it. It's a really easy way to get the guys on board at their stores or restaurants and bring it in.
I know, word of mouth is so powerful. And you were filling me in before we started. You have some fun new partnerships coming up with the wines to bring more awareness. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're always traveling around the U.S. We're doing different things, finding new ways to promote wines, finding new ways just to literally pop corks and let people try the wine. I think that's really an important thing to do. Is just to pop the cork, try it, bring it home, try it on a Wednesday, try it on different days of the week. Always find a different way to have a little glass of wine here and there.
For sure. And I'm excited to pop the cork on some of these later. Josh, thank you so much for being here today, not only for introducing us to some great new wines, but giving us the backstory behind them.
Thank you for having me, and enjoy the wine.
Well, that's a wrap on today's episode. It's been such a joy spending this time with you all, diving into some incredible conversations and ideas, and maybe a glass of wine or two. We hope you're feeling inspired for the week ahead. Thanks to our guests for their expertise and willingness to share their stories and some of their products for you to snack on. We're grateful for your support and can't wait to do it all over again next time.